Hello, Joshua. This is Mike Fortner. I was going over your response, your additional reply or comment on the discussion. Very, very interesting stuff. Um, and I'm recording this rather than writing it because my hand's giving a lot of pain today and it hurts to type. So I hope you don't mind this. Um, but on gamma ray sources, and it made me think of a couple of different things when we're talking about that. Uh, and I'll tell you there are a series of 3 books that if you're interested in this, maybe scientific trivia or scientific history, 3 books on nuclear history in the 20th century primarily. There's a fellow named James Mahaffey, and I think I'm saying that right. If the books were nearby, I'd spell it for you. But James Mahaffey was a nuclear engineer that is a retired nuclear engineer now, and he's just taken upon himself to write a history of the expanse of nuclear engineering of physics over the past little over 100 years, with some good references back into the early times of physics in the late 19th century. One of the things when I read those that I became aware of was if television had somehow been invented uh, before that, we would not have the science we have now, because we as a population, students or instructors or physicists or engineers, we are not as smart as they were back then, or tenacious about that. But you might like those. One thing I've always liked about gamma ray was gamma ray studies or discussions with this fella. He brought up a couple of interesting topics, and these are just brief asides in his books, or one of his books at least, that we talk about a lot about how dangerous gamma rays are, and that's true. They are very, very, but only in large quantities. And one of the justifications he brings up for that is one of the sources for gamma rays is the natural occurring gamma rays is the I think it's phosphorus 40 nucleus. Could be wrong about that, but that doesn't make much difference. But not phosphorus. I'm ruining my recording here with this, so I'm not going to go back and look at it. But it was, hold on a minute. Sorry, I had to go make sure I was saying the right word, and I wasn't. I said phosphorus. What I meant was potassium 40. Potassium 40 is, potassium 40 is abundant in bananas. If you've ever eaten banana, you know that. But in potassium, the potassium isotope 40, and I've forgotten what else that means just because I haven't thought about it for a while. That is a very good source of gamma rays. There's the potassium 40 isotope. When it decays, it spits out a very energetic gamma ray, uh, and it's abundant in bananas. So if you eat bananas, and I like that in cereal, so I have before, you're getting exposed to a few gamma rays when you eat those. The trouble is, they're not trouble at all, because there's not enough of an emission in there to cause any kind of dangerous activities. But it's just kind of interesting that we don't think about that as a people. And I've told people that before, just in jest, and it's kind of fun to watch. You're telling me bananas emit gamma rays? Yes, they do. They're very dangerous. Um, but what is dangerous is, like, there's no engineering source for gamma radiation. So what you usually use for that is a cobalt 60 isotope. You can get a chunk of cobalt 60 and put it in a big lead box, and then put together a way of shielding that, and then the cobalt 60 will emit gamma rays in enough abundant material that they can be used to penetrate and make good images when you want to examine things thoroughly on the insides. I bring that up because I have used things like that, or did back in the old days, to inspect very small and intricate mechanisms to see if what the outcomes were, and it was always fun to do. at a distance. Because, as you know, gamma rays in enough source in a camera like that is very dangerous. But I would refer you to that book by Mahaffey because it has lots of good history in there about not just that, but other things as well. Anyways, you've got a very good discussion here on this, above and beyond like usual, and I appreciate that. Got any questions? Just text me or email me.